One. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. This is Bitchin' About Balls, episode 12. Perfect. So episode 12, our episode is it's either you're in or you're out because we have a lot to talk about today. Obviously, going into football, we have all of that recap going on. Um, but then I'm going to keep the rest a secret because I think we're actually really excited about our topic for this second half.
Yes.
So,
juiciness, and it's the new year, new boo situation. Clearly.
yeah, we just want to get into more topics. We talked so much about getting into a relationship. We haven't talked much about staying in one and getting out of one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with football. Let's get into that. Get sports over with out of the way. So first off, we'll get into college real quick.
Yes.
I don't think any of us are shocked that Indiana beat the crap out of Oregon.
Oh man,
I'm not shocked at all.
Who? Well, I wasn't expecting it to be like that. I thought it would have had a little bit more competition.
No, I knew it. I thought the score was going to be like 45-3, or sorry, 45-7. And, like, hey, they scored some touchdowns, good for them compared to how Alabama did. But still, they're winning, like, their point spread was higher than what we did. At least we did a little bit more on defense, I think. So, but yeah, not shocked at all. Miami Ole Miss, I knew it was going to be like a really big game.
Now,
Like, I knew it'd be tough.
I wish that was the championship game because that was championship caliber performance on both sides.
Yep.
Like it went down to the wire. I was excited about that game. That was just I loved it.
Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to be good.
That was spectacular.
That's the reason I wanted to watch it because I knew it was going to be really good. But then, I had a feeling that Miami was going to pull it out, and they did. I don't know. I think they're just like on a vengeance tour. I don't know. I just think
that's some good coaching.
Yeah.
Good offense, good defense. Shout out to Trinidad Chambliss. However he said his last name. Baby boy, you did your big one. And don't be scared of the NFL. I feel like you really need to go. I'm going to just say it. I know you might not like this because of the school that I'm about to reference. But he reminds me of Cam Newton.
Oh.
He got that quick, get the ball out from the snap. It just reminds me of how Cam Newton was. And
I mean, I will say this, like, Cam Newton was really good. Like, I'm not faulting him as a football player by any means, even though maybe he has some other personal issues to work on. So I saw this. I don't know if you saw this, but apparently Chambliss tried to get a waiver for another year of eligibility.
Yeah.
And they said no.
Yeah, I saw that. So I just feel like just go ahead. You will get a lot of looks in the NFL. There's a lot of teams that need a really good quarterback that can get the ball out as fast. I mean, you probably have the fastest snap that I've seen, even with quarterbacks in the league right now. So don't be afraid of it. Go ahead and declare for the NFL, baby boy.
Yeah.
You gonna make that money.
He's doing super, super well.
That I mean, all respect to Ole Miss. Y'all got yourself a really good quarterback. And I mean, hopefully, whatever, I mean, they denied the waiver, but I'm pretty sure that he's got some more tricks up his sleeve. But just in case, there are a lot of teams that need a quarterback. So yes.
And even on that note, I see a post every single day about some new Alabama player joining the transfer portal. It's like every single day we keep losing somebody. It's just it's out of control, I think.
It really is. It's going to get to a point where you just going to be sitting. And I seen an interview with Texas coach, and he said once you're in the portal, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
I stand 10 toes down because if you feel as though you are bigger than the program, don't try coming back.
Right.
You go ahead, put yourself out there. You know there's a risk, and if
And
you
bye.
get picked up, so be it. If you don't, I heard players yesterday when I was at work, and they were talking about 5 years should be the max.
Yeah.
And these are professional athletes talking about it. And I was was like, damn, I wish I could just get in the conversation with y'all, but I'm working. I don't want y'all thinking I was listening, but I was listening. So yeah, I do feel like 5 years, if you haven't gotten your stats up to where it needs to be, you can go to the UFL, you can go to the CFL, coach, something else.
Do something. Yeah.
Because after that, I mean, 5, 6,
That's
7,
enough.
10 years.
Like, you can't have 18-year-olds playing with 25-year-olds. It's just not fair.
You are way advanced in your skill set at that time because you'd have been around it for so long. Now it's like, okay, we know it's the money. It's not about just wanting to play the game. It's about the money. Yep. And go ahead on and get those contracts. Yeah, your rookie contract might not be as much as you think you should coming out as a rookie, but if your stats follow that, the money is going to come. And it takes time to get to that point to be elite. Now, some may come in and do their big one, but it's also based on your coaching.
Right.
So you can't, it's a gamble. We get it. But 10 years, baby, go home.
No.
It's too much. It's a lot of greediness out there right now, and I feel like people are taking advantage of the opportunity. So
I think so.
Just hang it up, and that's in any sport. It's not just football. You got kids playing basketball doing the same thing. Want to make these that y'all want to have these overstacked teams, and it's just like you really got to try to find your place, and it's hard to give everybody the same amount of reps, same amount of time, all of that crap. It is hard when you only have 15-minute quarters and everybody's got to be able to get their shit together. So let it go.
Right. Agreed. So between Indiana and Miami,
I'm going with Miami.
I think it's gonna be such a good game.
I want to go with Miami. I know the stats might say Indiana may take it, but I feel like overall, I mean, they're both really good teams. I just feel as far as defense, Miami may outshine them on defense. I feel like they're not going to have as much time with the ball as they've had in other games. So, it might be a nice little, and then it's going to be in Miami. So
that's a big advantage.
They got a big advantage. They're home. They don't have to fly anywhere. Their fans are going to be there.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to want to win it for their fans in their home place.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, why would you not? So I don't think Indiana gonna be partying down on South. I feel like take your talents down to Miami. This is a big deal.
But I think it'll be a good game. I mean, they both have really developed teams, so I think it'll be way more interesting than this Oregon game. That's for sure.
I think Oregon was gonna be ready for that. I mean, they've been traveling. I mean, even all the other teams. I mean, every team was traveling. So
yeah.
But for Miami to be able to be back home in their backyard, the refs gonna have to cheat for y'all. For
right.
So
right.
Somebody gonna have to get paid off on Miami to be able to let Indiana win, or it's gonna be if it's gonna be it's gonna be a close game. I don't think it's gonna be a huge stretch.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got Heisman winner versus home advantage. I don't know. I'm actually, it's interesting. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, you got two conferences that haven't been in the national championship since the CFP has been in effect.
Yep.
Miami hasn't won it since 2001.
Yep.
Indiana never. Because they always been a hoop squad. Indiana's always been basketball.
Yeah.
Football wasn't their thing. and then they had a lot of transfers.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when people start talking about these teams, it's like you got to look at the players and where they came from.
And you know who turned it around? A former Nick Saban assistant. Just saying.
You know, people
You know
not
what's
really
funny?
gonna look at that.
They even brought it up on the during the game. They even brought it up how, or like the pregame or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They brought up how like his coaching tree is like all of his coaches are basically in the playoffs or doing really well, and they even asked Nick Saban about it like during the pregame interview.
Did they listen to our podcast?
I don't know.
Did we say that?
We sure did. We sure did.
Did y'all? Are y'all listening?
If so, please get us
Please
to
subscribe.
Miami, please.
Hey, we told y'all we ready for this. Come get us. We are ready to see the world and they bitching about balls worldwide.
And some heat and some sun, because it is damn cold in Atlanta today.
It is bipolar. Yesterday was hot as hell.
Yep.
Today is cold as fuck.
It is so cold and windy.
It's gonna be I don't know what. Next week, I mean, rainy, snow, or what? We're gonna have all the weathers.
Yep.
And yeah, I said all the weathers.
Yep. Because we really do.
It's not seasons. We're gonna have all the weathers.
Yep.
Hail, sleet, snow, sun, rain.
We're missing something. Flood.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we have. Oh no, never mind. Wrong season. But anyway, I'm excited. I will actually watch this game, and I will be interested to see who the halftime show is, because that's always my favorite part. So,
even though she doesn't care,
I don't care about. Well, I didn't care about the Indiana Oregon game because I like knew 1,000% that Oregon was gonna win. Like, I could have bet all my money on that, but I didn't care about that one bit, and so I didn't need to watch it. But this one I think will actually be interesting because I don't know. I'm still struggling. I don't know who's gonna win it, because I think Indiana has like proven themselves now. They're doing really well, but at the same time, like Miami just has this fight in them that I don't maybe necessarily see from Indiana. Like, sure, I see it from the quarterback, but I don't know if they have that same like willpower. They don't have the experience of being in a national championship like final at all.
Yeah, Beck has been there twice.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's won with Georgia. So he knows what it takes to get there. He knows what it takes to win. And he's leading his team. So, hey, you got to give it to your quarterback. And he got an arm. He's tall as hell. He got the speed of
he's turned it around. He's got some big eyes too. I'm just saying, he's got some big eyes. They can see everything. But he's turned it around, because I feel like Miami was also like, when they started out, they were just okay. Like, this season, I think, considering he was on Georgia, yes, he had to get used to being on a new team. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it started out kind of shaky, but he has turned things around.
Yeah. And even last year when Cam Ward was there, I mean, he even brought a lot of his talent from what was it? Oregon State. He transferred from. Yeah, I think it was Oregon State. So, you know, he has that mentality too of getting the ball down, speed, throws, I can run. You know, we're not just this whole stay in the pocket kind of team. So I think that also helps too. And then, of course, you know, you got them Florida boys.
And Carson Beck did Georgia dirty last year. The fact that he went and got his surgery the week of the CFP semifinals.
He already knew he was leaving.
Yeah, I was like, oh gosh. Like, if I was a Georgia fan, I would definitely not be rooting for Miami. That's what I
didn't want to sue him like y'all suing other people, but okay, Kirby Smart. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm saying something. You know.
But
okay.
Yeah.
It's
anyway, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah. You've got to wait. For all of you that don't know, it's gonna be on January 19th, which some of you have that day off for MLK Day. Some of us do not. But that game will be that night, so that should be fun to watch. As we transition, let's get into NFL real quick. So this weekend is the start of the wild card games. Now, we are recording prior to the Sunday games, or I believe they're just starting at the moment. So we don't know the turnout of the Sunday games, but we do know the turnout of our first couple of wild card games, which the Panthers game was really interesting.
Yes.
I was shocked that they did that well, and I really, really thought they had a chance to win.
Yeah.
But no, they
Big ups to
didn't.
them.
They didn't, and I believe now it's the Rams, right, that have won that.
Yes.
And we won't talk about it too much. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but the Bears beat the
Yeah.
Packers.
The better team won. I'm gonna just say it. It was literally,
It was a big comeback.
Falcons, New Orleans Patriots all over again. 21-3. Like it won 28-3, but still.
Yeah.
Um
And they didn't even have Tom Brady.
No. I don't even know what it
Right.
I don't know if we need a new coaching staff or they just positioning themselves to get some really good talent to come through next year. But we really need an overhaul. We were stricken of injuries, so I'm not going to dwell on the whole thing as far as talent wise. I mean, we got there, but we did have a lot of injuries this year that kind of threw us for a loop, and we weren't able to recover. But you know, that's why it's called a wild card, because one and done. It's either you in or you out. You see what I'm saying? See how that works? But it's okay. I hated that it was the Bears, because them motherfuckers, that's our arch nemesis. We don't like the Chicago Bears. We don't like them. But it's okay. We got y'all back next year. And y'all have one of our players too, but we ain't gonna say nothing, but it's cool. Simone Biles' husband.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. Her husband. Mr. Biles. But anyway, like I said, we'll get our players back. Hopefully, Micah recovers from his ACL injury, so that way we can have him back on defense. We got Tay Diggs. Lord, I'm talking about Trayvon Diggs, not Tay Diggs, because I mean, even though he's dark chocolate and sexy, we got Trayvon Diggs. Hopefully, he can get into the mix of the defense as well. And yeah, we keep getting all the Cowboy players, so we must got a lot of money set up. My brother doesn't like that joke, but it's okay. He's a huge Cowboy fan. We love y'all, peoples. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, my game is today. Eagles play the 49ers.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yet. Yeah, so that'll be a good one to watch. We'll see what happens. And then there's a couple of other games today. They're a little boring. So I didn't really pay attention.
I don't really care about the AFC like that. We just want to know who gonna beat in the NFC for the Super Bowl. Right now, we don't care about the AFC.
Yeah, there's like some teams there, but to be honest, I don't really care about most of them. So.
But, it's fine.
Yeah, like I know the Patriots are there. I know the Jaguars are there, but I don't know. I know
the Broncos,
the the Chargers. It's all teams I don't really care about, to be honest. The Steelers.
Go ahead and knock them out.
Yeah.
Bye to Aaron. He can go ahead and retire.
So yeah, we'll see. Sorry, I'm just so cold. It's so cold in here. I can't feel my fingers. So yeah, let's see what happens. We've got a couple more games to go, but then after wild card, we'll have division. So let's see what happens with that.
Yep.
Too early to tell, way too soon to tell when you've still got a million teams in it. So.
Yeah. But before we know it, February 7th, we'll be here. February 8th, we'll be here before you know it. And then, of course, we get to see the best teams on both sides.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl.
Yep.
And see the halftime show.
Bad Bunny.
Yep. Since people keep saying that they don't want to see that.
And they're making their own halftime show. That's something that I read. I don't know if it's true.
How can you do that?
I read that someone else is trying to do another halftime show. Not like at the Super Bowl, but like, I don't know, in their basement. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to do this, but that's what I read. It's like the people who are boycotting seeing Bad Bunny are going to
just turn the
watch
TV off
something
at that
else.
time. If it's
Yeah.
not,
It's really not a big deal.
It's not that big of a deal, guys. Like, seriously, go eat at that time. Go take a shit.
Yeah, it's only like, I mean,
go have sex with your wife.
Even if the show is what, 20 minutes, they maybe only sing for like 10 of it.
Yeah. It's gonna be fast. Like I said, if you
go make some friends, go hang out,
you know,
like go to a Super Bowl party.
Go do some things with your wife. Since y'all really don't spend time together.
That or your kids.
That. It's family time. Mm-hmm. Talk about some things that really need to be talked about. Like loving others rather hating others.
Or you can recap the first half, which is usually what I do.
Or you can check out a podcast or do.
Yeah. We're always available. We're always online.
Our videos are always there.
All accessible for free.
You know, just watch it for the time being.
But yeah, so let's see what happens. We got lots to go on that. We're still, like I said, we're going to get into basketball. We're going to get into some of these other sports. We're just going to wait a little bit longer until we kind of conclude football season, which is approaching us shortly.
Yes.
So now that we've kind of gotten most of our sports stuff out of the way, we're going to move into our next segment. What you got for me, Adrianne?
So y'all know we've been talking a lot about cuffing season and your holodecks and getting your players in line and making sure that, you know, you make the cut for Valentine's Day, or you may not make the cut Valentine's Day. But we actually haven't talked about what happens when you are realizing that maybe that person is just not it, and how to deal with it, and then also figuring out yourself as a person and what it is that you want. But there's something that I actually want you guys to see.
All right, everyone, we're gonna play a clip for y'all, so hang tight. We'll talk to you after.
Now I've learned with grace and age that I cannot submit until I can see that I can submit. It can't just be words. It can't be an action. It has
Is this
to
a real thing? Like,
yeah,
in a relationship, like this is how you guide your relationship.
It has to be fair, firm, and consistent.
I need some
charge.
Come on.
It's got to be fair, firm, and consistent.
That's what you need from your man.
That's what I need.
If your man is fair, firm, consistent, you will submit.
Yep.
And what is submissive, Jill? What does that mean? To anything? To whatever?
No. I'm
Boundaries.
Still here.
You're still here.
I'm still
You're
here.
You're not going to disappear.
No, and I'm here to help. A partnership.
But you trust to...
Yes. I want to be able to close my eyes while you drive. You know, I want to be able to sleep while you maneuver. You know, I want to be at peace. That's important to me. You know, all this whole life has been about me finding and maintaining a certain level of peace. So I need to know that you are who you say you are, even when nobody's looking. You know, I need that. And that takes time. I call it like molasses ass slow.
And we're back, y'all. So, how did you guys like it? Do you feel like you're something similar to what Miss Scott has said? You completely opposite? Because I honestly, she spoke the same words that I've said plenty of times. I didn't say it verbatim like that, but I mean, you guys got the gist of it. Even in our previous videos, you always hear us talk about it. So I enjoyed it. So
yeah, I resonate with it. I think, you know, she didn't rhyme like I did, but but I feel like we're always kind of preaching the same thing as far as like consistency, being fair. But I like the word firm. I think we always say like standing 10 toes down, but we don't necessarily do that all the time. I'm a submissive dominant. I think I I think because I have to be so dominant in my job, in my other parts of my life, that I want someone who can take over for me when needed. I don't like to drive if I don't have to, but obviously I have to drive everywhere for myself right now. So if there is someone who was wanting to drive for me, but yet I felt safe and comfortable, then that I can understand that. And I think driving is honestly just like a metaphor or an analogy for so many other aspects in life. I've told you all how I hate going to the car dealership. So if someone else could do that for me, I would love that. But I don't always have to be the one who makes all the decisions. And I think that's what she's kind of getting into is you know, you kind of let go when needed, you support when needed, you're in the background, maybe the groupie a little bit when needed, and then coming to the forefront for maybe other decisions that maybe they don't feel as comfortable in or they need support on. Like maybe I am better at grocery shopping than they are. I don't know, whatever. I can't think of anything better than that right now. I'm probably a better driver than them too.
I think it's more so, and she didn't say the word, but it's trust. And trusting the person that you love, trusting the person that, like she said, your word, you say what you mean and stand on it. And I have to be able to trust that what you're bringing and what you are saying and what you're presenting is your true authentic self. And to get to that point, you have to feel safe. And I know when guys hear that word safe, security, they think financially. And that's not necessarily what it is that she's saying. She's saying, I can be vulnerable. I can relax. I don't have to be tough all the time. I don't always have to be on 10. I can be at 1. I could be soft. I can just be I could be what women are supposed to be when y'all are sitting here saying be submissive, not be so dominant. I always want to be in control. We want someone to be able to lead, and we're gonna follow. That's us. That is our genetic compound, makeup, all of that. I don't want to be in control all the time.
Right.
I want to be able to feel like my man got it. Like you said, you want to be a groupie. I want to be your fan.
Your background singer. Yep.
But don't think that just because you're ahead of me that I'm not right there. I'm right there with you. But I'm just gonna scale back a little bit.
And I think too, it's like we don't want to be asked to do something either. I think it just comes with, like you were saying, with like leading, how they lead and we follow. I think it's more of like I shouldn't have to ask for something to be done or vice versa. Like we just know our roles of how we do things together, or like taking the initiative, the lead on certain things, and I don't have to ask the question of did this happen? Did this get taken care of? Because I know that you got it, so I can just chill. I can move on to the next thing. And, you know, whatever.
I feel like with a lot of relationships now, and I'm seeing it personally from other people, there's a lot of competition. It's a lot of, well, this person is doing this, so now I gotta one up that person, or it's tit for tat. Well, you did this, but you ain't helping me with this. It's like, how is somebody supposed to know to be able to be that for you if you don't speak? And I feel like communication has completely left the building.
Oh, it's like totally deteriorated. It's dwindled entirely.
I think people get in relationships because of what it's supposed to look like, not because they truly, truly believe that that person is their person. It's too much for show. And I know we have our own social media platforms and we're doing this and everything, but I do feel like a lot of influence is because of social media. I think people have gotten this perceived notion that they need to live their life because they see other people living a life that they in fact want for themselves. However, you are not realizing that it takes time, effort, dedication, and the willingness to go from the lows to the highs and to the highs and to the lows. And I don't think people get that.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily the true story.
No.
A lot of times people don't necessarily depict what's going on in real life. No one really wants to post about the hardships in their life. They prefer to post about the positive impacts and outcomes. So you can't really necessarily follow that. And the other thing I will say with that is on social media, there's a lot more of like AI kind of relationship advice. Yes, Chat GPT can maybe help me figure out what to make for dinner, but I don't think I want to talk about it to be like, how do I resolve this issue with my husband? I don't know. I don't think that's right anymore. But also, yeah, I think there's a lot of that where, there's so many people out there now that are trying to give advice that are not qualified. But also they are, if a guy doesn't text you back, what does that mean? You have all these guys out there that are trying to say that, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that. He doesn't like you. He doesn't this. Maybe that's all true, but there are also those instances of like, maybe he lost his phone, maybe he's out of town, maybe he met someone else. Like there's so many other reasons,
circumstances.
Yes, and I think just bundling it in one like 20-second TikTok video is not necessarily it. There's
and
more
it's
there.
Clickbait. It's how to get people riled up, because you already know if you talk about stuff that's boring, like, hey, me and my man went out on a date to Starbucks. Not a lot of people gonna pay attention to that. Yeah. But if I talk about me and my man went to STK or Ruth Chris or some old fancy schmancy restaurant, it's gonna get hit better, because people are like, oh my gosh, that's what I want. I want a man to give me. He gonna have to drop 1,000 on me, and we know how to get people to engage. But I also feel like it's not relatable in the common eye of the viewer, which is also with just content creating. We got all these influencers telling you how their house looks and this is what they do, but it's like, yeah, your viewers, we don't live like that. So I didn't wake up this morning with crystals in my glass and I'm drinking orange juice.
And I think even with the whole like influencer thing of I know this is a little unrelated, but the videos of people like, this is how we eat food, and then it's like, this is how influencers eat food. Like, I don't know if you've seen those, but I think it is kind of like that, where it's like, yes, they're both forms of reality, but one is completely skewed for viewers for absolutely no reason. So I think a lot of it is just self-analyzing before you rely on outside help. Always, I'm not always consult like therapy, counseling, that I'm not saying, but yeah, like do a little bit of introspective view, like, take a look a little bit, but I think you also have to determine how you want to be in your relationship. Right. Like we agree that we are the dominant submissive type. There are some people out there that are just straight up submissive type. They don't want to do shit. They just want to sit and let you do everything. And they will love on you. They will support you. They will hang out with you. But like, you got to do everything. You got to do the bills. You got to have the job. You got to clean. You got to cook. You got to arrange the kids. You got to do everything.
Yes. You are Mr. Mom, Mrs. Dad. Like, it's always going to be what the other person needs to do rather than what I need and what I need to bring to the table. Y'all hear us say it all the time. We bring in the table, so we need somebody to match that. Or you can bring things that can accommodate that. But what gets me when I hear, and even with the clip, I was reading a lot of comments from guys that are talking about, oh, well, Jill is on she's been married twice and now she's single. This is the reason why. Like you're not listening to what she's saying. And I feel like that also comes with clickbait, because you only hear bits and pieces. You didn't hear the whole interview of how her life evolved and how all of these things come into play. It's like, it takes growth to really admit that this is what I am looking for. And it's okay to be in a marriage and then divorce and then get in another one. It's like, okay, well, we're learning from our mistakes. Mm-hmm. So now she's at a point where, like, okay, yeah, I may be 50-ish or soon will be 50, but this is what I want for the remainder of my life. And is that so wrong? No, because the ones that are sitting there complaining, I'm pretty sure you're not married. You're not happy in your relationship. You're a shitty ass boyfriend. You don't do for your woman as you should. You sit here and say you want to be the man and you want to lead, but you don't even know how to lead. Mm-hmm. You can't even get your ass up off the couch to lead. Mm-hmm. You want a woman to do everything for you. You want to be the passenger prince.
And that's what I was going to say. Submissive works on both sides, too. It's not just from the female. It can be on the male side as well, who want a woman who is completely dominant, does everything, and they're just like the background, like, that's it.
You know, like,
it can work both ways.
What gets me is just people always wanting to argue over somebody else's life. Like, you know them personally. You don't know this woman. You don't know why she was divorced, or she's only telling you her side, mm-hmm. but she's not telling you everything as to why this happened and everything. Like, why do you care so damn much? Just know that she won't fuck with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably all it is.
You mad?
He probably, or whoever those people were, probably want someone who is not in that form. They probably want the submissive type, so they don't want a woman who says things like that. And I will say this, I think as we kind of transition from that is I see a lot more of that these days, where I think women are so much more powerful. We have so much more of a voice than we maybe had years ago. And now we have the ability to be able to do more. Mm-hmm. And we have grown and learned to get to that level or position. But yet there are some men that are still in the bushes. They're still in the weeds. They haven't caught up. To understand that, like, we don't need you in the way that maybe you were needed 50, 60 years ago. The roles, I think, have changed.
The standards.
Yes. It's changed to the point where we really can get as close to equal as possible, whereas that maybe was not
the case. Mm-mm. I mean, and then it's so funny. I had this conversation with my brother a couple of days ago about, I'm just speaking on from this perspective of being a Black woman. Mm-hmm. Our grandparents, great grandparents, a lot of them got in relationships. It wasn't because of love. Mm-hmm. It was the man had this. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. Awkward moment. The man had.
We're speaking truth. That's why.
Hey, clearly the lights was like ding dong.
Speaking the truth.
She made a point, but it was just more so the man had. I'll say it like this: he had a land. This family had this particular product, a crop or something. So in order to bring those two families together, the family that had the crops had the daughter. So he saw that as, okay, I want her. 20, 30 years older sometimes. So it was a lot of, it wasn't love. It was young women. She's a virgin. Boom, I can get my kids out of her. I can still go sleep with the woman down the street, have kids with her, but I'm going to take care of my household. And it was a lot of secrecy. Nobody really admitting that, honestly, this was a lot of SA. A lot of it was going on in the household, but nobody said it because you saw ma and pa, grandpa, grandma, me, ma, and them having this household where the man was there all the way until one decided they wanted to part this life, and then the other did after that. But now we're looking at it from the standpoint, I want love. I don't need you to, and I'm gonna stop saying need, because I think that's another word that we got to get out of our vocabulary. What I would like to have is someone that has the love as well as being able to bring things to make the marriage work, because you do need a lot other than just love. Love can be, you can have all the love in the world, but love ain't gonna pay them bills.
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Love is not gonna bring, you know, security in a sense of just feeling safe and comforting and everything. I can love you
and then cheat on you.
You know, there's love, but I think you have to be in love. And I think that's what a lot of these people don't do. They're in lust, not in love. Like, I want to be able to, you can go and leave for a day, and then I miss you. You get back, and I'm just like, oh my God, I miss you. Yeah, you were gone for a day. I know, but I love you so much. I miss you. I want to get to that. I don't know if I'm there yet.
Well, I can say this as coming from an Indian background, little different, but I can relate on the terms of love not being the reason that they got together. Everyone knows, like, it was very common in Indian families to have arranged marriages. So some of these people were getting married so young, to the point where, I mean, this probably does happen in still some rural areas, but some people were getting married at like 15, 16. Oh, yeah. Like, they were just so impressionable, right? Where the women were so young. And even the men, I mean, maybe they were like 19, 20. Like, it wasn't like a big, huge age gap either, but like, still, they were so impressionable. They had never lived away from home. They don't know anything. They probably maybe even stopped education early on, and that was like way, way, way back when. And then the arranged marriages gradually continued, where now you maybe have man and women who are, a bit older, maybe in their 20s. They've both been educated. Maybe the woman has at least had like a bachelor's degree. And if, the men may have more or equivalent, but so then we kind of graduated to that level, but it was still under the pretense of like, we're getting our families married to each other because you guys need to have children and you're at that age, you're old enough to live on your own.
Yeah.
It was not because this man and this woman loved each other. They maybe met once and then they got engaged because they both thought they were cute and they thought they could get along with each other after one 20-minute conversation. Like, it wasn't, some of them got married like they saw a picture and they were like, yeah, okay. So it was very, very different. And even now, actually, you still have people considering arranged marriages, but it's just changed a lot. You still have arranged marriages, but it's much more like, oh, our family knows their family, or we grew up in the same place, so we know each other. Or it's like more like a mutual friend where, like, I may know someone who knows someone else, like for you, and then I set you guys up, sort of thing. So it's like, it's changed because now there's more familiarity between the two people. And now they're allowed to maybe get to know each other. They're allowed to like date or talk on the phone or do whatever, and then they get married and realize, okay, I do really like this person. I see them as being a partner.
So it's more like a courtship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's no longer, I think, just like that blind marriage, or it is more. And I think it's like you still grow to love. You may not necessarily choose this person yourself, but it's kind of like a blind date where someone sets you up with a friend and then you continue. I think that's how I kind of treat it now.
Okay.
So I think it's progressed a lot to the point where arranged marriages don't have as bad as a taboo as they did before. And I think a lot of times people said arranged marriages used to work out so well back in the day. They did, because they were so young. These kids didn't know anything. They weren't educated enough to like understand what was happening. They just had to grow to learn, and they basically grew up their entire lives together. So like they grew to love each other. But now it has changed a lot because now they're both looking for different things. So I don't know. I think even then, like, you still have a lot of arranged marriages where on paper they look great, but then maybe they're just not meant to be together. But Indian people they still don't like divorce. They allow it now, but back then, like, they didn't even like divorce. So it was like you were just kind of stuck. So you just had to make it work.
With like our elders, like they didn't believe in divorce. They, you know, they had this thing where you might have been in 2 separate beds.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand you, so now you ain't sleeping over here with me. But they didn't show it in front of people. They did it behind closed doors. And I think that's the part that gets me. It's just like I can't see myself being with someone that I don't have feelings for prior to saying yes, I do. Prior to get to know that person, rather than someone saying, "Oh yeah, this looks good," because y'all both have certain things that can actually elevate the other person. I just think that nowadays, when people are getting married, it's kind of sort of going back to how it was yesteryear. And it's not just because they were truly getting to know people. It's like everybody want to move so fast. I get it. The years go by very, very fast. Completely get that. However, you got to be able to scale back a little bit. Get yourself out of that reality from what you see on TV, social media, and all that, and think about it like this. There's nobody watching you when your doors are closed in your own house. Nobody else is watching you other than you and the other person.
And no one's rushing you. Don't let people rush you either.
I can't stand that. Stop asking questions about somebody because they're coming up to a certain age. You should have been married by now. You should have had kids by now. That might not be what that person is looking for at that time. And even when you're trying to explain that to people, they just look at you like you weird or some shit.
Yeah, that's been the hardest part for me has been, I'm so grateful to have family that support me and understand my life at the moment, but a lot of people don't. And I think that's been the hardest part is explaining to family and friends, like everyone's path is different. Everyone's journey is different. Think about, some of you that may have gotten married in the last 2-3 years. Think about your life 6 years ago. If someone asked you the same question, how would you feel?
Exactly.
We're maybe just translated a few years past where you are, but that's not a bad thing.
No.
And I think the whole thing before was also like having kids, but now like that has changed as well, where people are having kids later in life. They're adopting, they're doing IVF, like there's all surrogacy. There's all these different options now that also weren't there 50 years ago. So yeah, you kind of had to have your kid by 30, but you don't have to anymore.
No, and it's just like everybody doesn't have the same goals and aspirations as the person that's questioning why this is going the way that it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to have that hard truth with yourself to be like, okay, I don't want to bring another life into a world where there's so much discord, where there's so much struggle. I'm barely making it on my own. And now you want me to take care of this little being that relies on me completely.
Right.
And I don't want to repeat the same cycle that I may have had growing up as a child. You know what I'm saying? So those are also things that people have to take into consideration when you're questioning somebody. Or it could just be,
or even
genetically, they can't have a child. And it's actually disrespectful to someone that feels like, well, damn, this is all that I'm good for. You don't see all the other things that I have for myself. I've got to be married. I got to have a family because maybe you are so lonely in your life that is what you're projecting on me. But are you going to help me with that little crumb snatcher?
Right.
Are you going to take care of this household? You going to pay these bills? Because while you talking, my bank account ain't increasing because you ain't contributing.
Right.
So shut the fuck up.
Right. Well, I'll say this too. I think even on that note, not even on the baby front, I feel like some of us have seen some really horrible marriages, or we've seen a lot of fighting.
True.
We've seen a lot of stuff that we don't feel like is very loving. And I think for me, I've had family members, like distant family members as well, but friends and family members that just haven't had the happiest of times together. And for me, it's like, if I'm going to get married, I'm going to do it right. I want to do it right the first time. I will wait as long as it takes. I'm not doing it again. I am going to wait for the person that fits my needs. And I know we're not supposed to use that word, my desires. And, you know, I don't want to succumb myself to a situation where I feel helpless.
Right.
And so if that takes me longer than me saying yes to someone that I don't feel like is the ultimate package 10 years down the road, that's okay. I would rather wait. I would rather sacrifice talking about children later in life just to be able to feel content with myself, content with my relationship, before moving forward into anything else.
Yeah.
So,
and that's me. And I'm of a certain age. So of course, I think about a lot of the stuff personally. So when to hear someone else question why I'm doing something, or I'm, you close to that time, it's just like, okay, you don't think I have those thoughts in my head? You don't think that I'm trying to elevate myself so that way when it does happen, I'm able to show my child or my significant other as to what are the things that I want to accomplish? Maybe I got goals for myself that I want to be able to do without having to make sacrifices for someone else. I might want to be able to do all of the things that I want to do. I want to have my fun.
Right.
Can I have my own fun? Do I have to include somebody? No. And yeah, it might sound selfish, but I don't give a damn. I can do what I want to do.
My thing is too, is like, if you care that much about me being with someone, then go find me someone. Don't like yell from the sidelines, oh, like you should have done this, you should have done that, and then you're not even trying to help. Like, you have a husband, go find one of his friends. Oh, his friends aren't good enough. Well, is he good enough? But that's a different thought.
Birds of a feather flock together. Or you are sitting here trying to tell me or give me dating advice, and you on your 5th marriage. Now we got a problem.
Yeah.
I've never been married, and you trying to tell me what I need, and you done had 4, 5 dudes in your life. You got 4, 5, 6 baby daddies in your life, but you're trying to tell me to have one child who, okay.
I think the problem is people just have stopped looking at themselves. They're all really big into like deflecting these days from whatever their issue is, that they feel like if they deflect their insecurities onto someone else, then like they seem better in their eyes, I guess.
Yeah. Or the fact that I agree with that. Or you just haven't come to grips with your relationship is as shitty as you think other people may not see it as.
Yeah,
like
that's
you
true.
are trying to make an excuse for why such and such is doing in your lifestyle, but you're also forgetting that yours is a really bad situation and you need to get out of it. Take your own advice. How about that? Take your own advice.
Yeah.
Fix your relationship or get yourself out of the relationship. But you so far gone that you rather want to project on my life because I'm out here living free and living my life like it's golden.
Stop hurting the single people. We're doing just fine.
Yes.
Yeah, there's days where maybe we would like to share the ice cream canister with someone else, but for the most part, we're fine.
Ice cream canister?
Or whatever, the ice cream.
The box.
Yeah, the box. Container. Sorry, not canister. Container. Sorry.
No, I get what you're saying.
Or maybe we want to watch a movie with another person and share the popcorn.
Yeah.
Fine. But like,
do I have to be in a relationship for that though?
No, and you also don't need to do that with someone. You can also do it by yourself. You can do it with a friend. You can watch with family members. Like, I think the things that there's only really, if we're getting into it, like one thing that you maybe only want to do with,
and even with that
compared to someone else.
And even with that, you can buy prosthetics or different apparatuses, different types of
like I think
say pleasurable.
Like, we're getting deep down into it. Okay, we're gonna get deep here.
Yes.
If we're getting real deep down here, 50, 60 years ago, the main reason was procreation for people to get married.
It was just having interaction and intercourse with someone to have a child. It was not just for pleasure.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It was
literally you roll over, bang, bang, bang.
Oh, cool. 9 months later, a child is here. That's all it was.
No type of contraceptive. that's it. Your body, your vessel was meant to have kids.
Correct.
And that was it.
And now it's completely changed. So now the things that we're wanting in a marriage, we're in a relationship, are completely different for the reasons years ago. So I feel like that's why when we say, like, yes, there are certain things that we appreciate in a relationship that we wish we had, sure, but that doesn't mean that you now have to push yourself into something with someone long term, or you have to force something to happen to create that. Like, I don't, it's just that I think the game is just completely changed these days, and that you kind of have to, and say, and even in bad ways, not even just in good ways. The game has changed. It is no longer shoots and ladders. It is turned, well, actually, I don't know what it is anymore. It's turned into like Trivial Pursuit, because it's just confusing as hell. I don't know what's going on.
It's like I don't even want to say this
Cranium,
word.
whatever that game is.
It's like a murder mystery.
Like, it's like Clue. Like, who was in the library with the candlestick? Like, we just don't.
Who hit Mr. Johnson on the head with the book? And why did you use the book?
Right.
Because
it's all so messed up. It is not like an easy game anymore. No, it is not just you meet a person, you get to know each other, you get engaged, you get married. It's not like that.
It's a lot of Monopoly.
Yeah, there's a lot of times you're in jail. There's a lot
of times. To go back. You're not getting $200. You're not collecting. You're not getting Parker's Place.
The game of life has changed.
Pretty much. There's no that. Yeah, and it is a lot of gambling.
Yes. And so I think, like, we are adapting ourselves to that. Yes. Like, now that we see, like, and I say this all the time, like, I was kind of out of the dating game for a little while. So now I'm getting back into it, and I see how things have changed so much. It's like, okay, well, now I have to adapt myself to how people are acting these days, because do I want someone who maybe I could have dated 10 years ago, where it was, like, you just picked up the phone and talked to each other. You just went out for dinner. Like, it was just very easy. There was no complication of, is he going to text me? I saw he watched my Instagram story. Is he going to post a TikTok tomorrow? Like, there was just none of that. Yeah. It was just very simple. Oh, he read my text message, but he hasn't answered yet. Like, it was just so much simpler.
Right. Because it was just like, you really liked the person, and the person, well, hopefully he liked you back, but it wasn't hard. Now it's like, because it's so much stuff that has occupied our brains, it's like we got brain rot, and it's just assumption after assumption after assumption, because we keep getting, and Google, y'all need to get out our phones, because things just be popping up out of nowhere. I could just be thinking about rainbows.
Yep.
Not just because I like rainbows. Just because it came in my head, and then boom.
It's like 10 top 10 rainbows in the U.S. is like the next post that you see.
I said nothing about this. I just thought about it, but it just comes up, and then we get all these memes and videos of, he may be cheating on you if you text him at 8 o'clock in the morning and he hasn't texted you back at 8:30. That means he laying in the bed with somebody else for them 30 minutes. It's like, okay, well, maybe I'm up and he's asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he might have his phone.
Or he's at work. His phone died.
Just off the top. It's always something negative.
And I think that's what's sad, is it's like, I think when we get to the core, like when we get really down to it, nitty gritty, end of the day, I just want someone who likes me and I like him back. That's really what I'm getting down to.
And I think a lot of relationships is where people don't like each other.
Yeah.
You don't like me. You like what I can do for you.
You don't want to be with me 24/7.
You want to be able to use me and not love me.
And just be with me. Be physically present.
And
that's it.
You can't even stand the thought of looking at me. You don't like the way I smell. And I don't like how you brush your teeth.
But 100 years ago, they just had to deal with it. They just shared the same toothpaste. They just dealt with it. Yeah. They were like, he smells bad. I sprayed him with some cologne and he didn't notice. And then they just kept walking along.
That was it. It was not, I might have offered, hey, let's take a shower together. He washed because he doesn't take showers for 3 years.
Yeah, they just don't. They just figured it out. Yeah. And I think that's why also with like arguments, issues, like they were probably just able to get over it much faster and better resolutions back then.
Yeah, because they didn't have anything else but each other. Mm-hmm. Now you have so many avenues that you don't have to be with that person.
Yep.
Per se.
You break up today, you get on Hinge tomorrow. It's that night. Ain't even seriously. Yeah.
2 minutes later, you might already be on there. You just wait for
you just reactivated your profile.
Like, so you didn't do that, deuces, fuck you, and I'm going over here.
It's actually really funny because I guess so like as we change topics a little bit, I was showing one of my friends a guy that I went on a date with last year on Hinge, and she was like, oh, what does he look like? I was like, oh, let me look it up because I don't remember, like I don't have any photos saved or anything. Mm-hmm. So I looked it up and I showed her, and then I looked and I was like scrolling and I was like, oh, he's changed some of his photos since I saw it last year, which I guess means he's like still active on it or whatever. But it was just funny because then in my head I'm like, oh, so then I guess he's still
haven't found
looking. He's still, changing his photos and all those things.
Or just lying.
Yeah.
You out here trying to get as much coo as you want to.
Yeah. So now that we've kind of gotten off our high horses, we're gonna, so this is something I wanted to bring up because we talk about cuffing season a lot, but now we can talk about breakups.
Yeah, because a lot of times I might not want to be with you.
Right. We have talked about how people want to get together because it's warm. We talk about how they want to drink hot chocolate together, go skating together, all that stuff. But we we kind of just summed up a lot about what we're looking for when you're in that relationship. You cuff together, you got those links together.
Clank, clank.
Now you realize it's not working out. What do you do?
It's not me, it's you. It's you, not me. It's me, not you.
Now, have you ever been broken up with via text message?
Ooh,
because I have, but it was
like mutual. In a relationship or just in general, like you meeting somebody and then you just
no, like you guys have dated and then you broke up. I've done it. We mutually broke up through text message.
But we were long conversation. But no, it wasn't text message.
Okay.
No, it was a conversation.
So here's what I'll say. If we're talking about the ways to break up with your cuffed up boo, to go into light things now.
Can I say I wasn't on the end of doing the ending, but I was the one to actually
do the ending.
Yeah. Oh, okay, then yeah.
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 I mean, I wouldn't say I've there are people that I broke up with on text message that we didn't necessarily have this 6-month romance, but what I will, so I think we should talk about acceptable ways to break up with your cuffed up boo because it's breakup season now.
Okay.
It has already begun. I heard of the first breakup this weekend.
Womp, womp, womp.
That got together around the winter. So I would say acceptable forms are always meeting in person, depending on how long you guys have been together. I think it's fine to break up with someone in person. It's awkward as hell, but sometimes it's necessary, especially if it is a really meaningful relationship. I think if it's something that's been a really long-term relationship, then I think that's absolutely acceptable. Or even like if you guys are long distance, I think a phone call, a FaceTime call, like is totally fine. A text message breakup, I think, should be reserved for these like short flings, or like maybe you hung out 2 times and you don't want to hang out a third. I don't know what else.
I don't know, because I'll say a few years ago I probably would agree with you about doing it in person. Mm-hmm. But nowadays, with the way people be crashing out, I'm thinking about my safety, so I might just have to text you. But I do feel like it should be respectful. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like it needs to be disrespectfully sent if you are doing it via text. I feel like it does require a conversation, so that way, there's no bad blood between the two. But if the relationship was already rocky, and you ain't getting no FaceTime for me, because I don't want you sitting there trying to beg me to come back, and then I possibly say, yeah, I meant this, but now I actually, okay, and you trying to trouble bond me. So
okay, that I get. I guess it's situational.
It's situational. So yeah,
I think if it's not like a bad terms thing, then it would be okay.
Yeah, I feel like if you guys are mature enough to be able to have a conversation, then yes. But then also you have to know, like, you don't know what that person's actions may be. Mm-hmm. And that's how you know your person.
That's true.
Because he, sometimes he might carry a little
that's true.
Man of steel on the side. And it's a lot of women that's getting pew-pew. A lot of men are getting pew-pew.
Yeah. So that actually happened in my apartment complex. This guy, like, it wasn't a gun, but this guy, like, there was this girl. She was cheating. I don't know if it was like her boyfriend or her husband or something. She was cheating on him, and the significant other walked in on them. And then he ran through the apartment, like busting people's doors because the guy ran away.
And see, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to do your dirt, don't bring your dirt home. Mm-hmm. Like, you have a little place where you can do your deed and then come home. Don't be out here, oh yeah, he went to work. Oh yeah, she went to work at this time, so you need to come around. You don't know. There's times when people might just say, you know what, I'm about to go home. Yeah. And they have all right to do that. Just because you think you know their schedule, just if you, for any reason, I'm not sitting here saying you need to cheat or I'm trying to get you ways to cheat and be sneaky. But for those dummies that feel like they want to do that because you can't keep your whatever out, don't bring it home. Mm-hmm. Because they have all right. Because you bringing somebody into their house, like that's supposed to be a sacred space.
Their bed, which is like your most sanctimonious place.
500 count Egyptian cotton sheets, and you got some broad in my shit.
Right.
She ain't see the shoes over here in the closet. She didn't see not a strip of hair, nothing. And y'all just, both of y'all end up just getting it in. Dummy.
Right.
So I'm not saying violence, is the answer, because it really isn't. But you just don't know how people can be provoked. Mm-hmm. And that is what I feel like. Just don't do that. Don't try to do something so premature, because that 5 seconds of getting it in can be a permanent situation where you might not be able to be here.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Or you might be here, but you might be behind some bars.
Same with the breakup. Hey, if you're going to do an in-person breakup, it never hurts to maybe just have a friend sit at a different table, and just in case.
Do it at a public space.
Well, do it in a public area.
Don't be at home doing that where it can be
behind closed doors. Yeah.
Please be in an open place where there is a lot of activity going on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But yeah, I think it's fine I think it depends on like the nature of your relationship, kind of considering like how long you've been together. how things are ending, why things are ending, especially because we're talking to those of you who will be the ones ending the relationship, I guess. But I think if it's something that's like a very simple reasoning, like, hey, I just don't see it anymore, we just don't align, then it doesn't hurt to maybe just have like a
conversation,
a small conversation.
Yeah. I think that when whoever the person is deciding that they're wanting to move on, they've had a lot of time to think about some things. They've come to grips with the fact that the relationship is over. And you do owe that person the opportunity to explain as to why they feel like they don't want to be in the relationship. Yep. Now, it may not be what you decide. You might just be like, I love you and I needed you. You know, sometimes that could be a blessing in disguise, because they're seeing it from the standpoint, I don't feel like I can be of value to you, or vice versa. And not everybody is meant to be with you. That's just like with friendships. You got seasonal friendships. You got those periods in your life where you are elevated and you don't want that in your life anymore, that you might have been doing when you were a teenager, and you got that one friend like, hey, let's go out, let's go do this, and you like, no, I don't did that in my 20s. I don't want to do that in my 30s, right? My 40s, my 50s. I don't want to do that. You know, what joy do I get out of that? So even in relationships, like, you might be a totally different person when you met this person in your 20s versus being in your 30s, your 40s, or your 50s. And or you realize that the relationship just was not really there, and you've gotten to a point to just say, okay, enough is enough. I got to think about me now. Can't think about anybody else. I got to think about me. So yeah, I say be mindful of the situation when wanting to break up with the person.
And then friends of the breakup person, give them a little bit of a break. Just give them a little break.
Give them time to get their mind together. Don't be like, girl, he broke up with you today. Now fuck that. We going to the club tonight. She might not want to go out. She don't want to see other people out dancing and they all in their element. The songs is playing and it's reminding her of her relationship that she had.
Or she sees other people in relationships. Yeah,
like that's not a good way to get over a relationship. And I know some people always say the best way to do it is to get under someone else. That's just sexual gratification. That's not helping the simple fact of I need that consistency of that person. It's just a warm body, either on top or on bottom, behind, or whatever y'all do. You can get that from a little apparatus if that's all you need, just to go ahead on with your day. You just won't have that warm body. You might have some warm batteries.
And if that's all you were wanting in your relationship anyway, then that maybe wasn't a true relationship.
I mean, but a lot of the things, like the conversations that you might have with that significant other, you may have that in your friends. Yeah. So you really got to be careful. And that's another thing. Be careful about the friends that you talk about your breakups. Yeah. Because you might have that one friend, and you know how she get out. She might be eyeballing him the whole entire time.
That happened to me. True story.
And, you know.
True story when I was in college.
She ended up with him, and y'all, you got to, you know, put your hands on somebody. But, yeah, I feel like that, too. Don't talk about your relationship to your friends all the time, because they may be looking at it from the standpoint, oh, he doing that. Oh. Let me go ahead and shake a little bit to him. And then now you done lost your boyfriend to your best friend.
That she wasn't my best friend, nor was he my boyfriend, but I definitely had this situation happen to me in college where I invited a guy who I liked, and a friend of mine who I thought was going to be a good friend of mine ended up sneaking behind my back and was like talking to the guy while I was. And I had gone out of town for the weekend. I come back and I see a photo of them two together, basically like soft launching. And I was like, oh, interesting how that happened. Wow. He tried really hard with me, but I think I don't think it was gonna work anyway. But he just tried really hard with me, and I wasn't ready. But I never like pushed him away
towards her.
Yeah, like I never did anything to, but I came back and saw that, and then they had the guts to tell me, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks after that, and then they try to come up to me and be like, I'm sorry.
Bitch, you ain't sorry. You ain't sorry.
And I was just like, okay. Like we weren't anything, so it's really fine. But like, I'm not mad at the guy necessarily, but like I was mad at the girl because I was like, girl code. Like you should have told me you liked the guy. You should have told me you wanted to talk to the guy. And then I would have like stepped aside, or maybe I would have been like, no, he's for me, and then pushed you aside.
Now I had something somewhat similar, but a little bit opposite. So it was my friend in college. We don't really hang out now, so I'm pretty sure she's not gonna watch this. I don't know, she might. But now, I mean, hell, we done been out of college almost.
Yeah, same here. I'm like, hopefully the people I just mentioned aren't watching.
And they're not together, but the guy actually liked me first, but saw her as a challenge and thought, okay, since you were sitting here saying, oh, ain't no man gonna get me like this, I'm independent, I'm all that, he decided, well, I like her because she has all of the attributes that I like in a woman, yet you seem like a challenge, so I'm gonna pursue you. All the while, because I know how close you and her are, I'm still gonna be able to know what's going on with her, although I'm gonna be with you. So it was kind of like he used her to still kind of be around me, although I had no knowledge of it until after whatever the hell they were doing was over with, and then he finally admitted that actually he liked me and was like, well, I want to date you. And I'm like, I ain't that type to do that, after he
was with your friend.
Yeah.
And you knew he was with your friend.
Yeah. They weren't in a relationship. They were in a situationship. And back then in those days, it was just, that was your boo thing. So, but yeah, I mean, me and her were actually roommates one year. And now, mind you, we're in the same dorm room. She's on one side, I'm on the other side. And this guy spent the night. Now, imagine I'm over there minding my own business in my own slumber. I'm asleep, right? This man is literally looking at me while I'm sleeping.
Oh.
And this is like a year or so later afterwards, after they done did their thing, she done moved on.
That's so creepy.
I get it. He went on and told one of my other friends about it and was like, yeah, like whenever I would stay in their dorm, I would watch Adrianne while she sleep. She sleeps so peacefully, and in my head I was like, damn, I wish I was in the bed with her.
No, that's so creepy.
And when I found out, I'm like,
oh gosh, no.
Okay.
No.
This is kind of like a little psycho. Cause why are you looking at me while I'm over there?
That's so creepy. Okay, so like on another point though, to play devil's advocate here, like in both of our situations, it didn't work out with the person they went for a second, or the first person. It didn't work out at all. But I do know of relationships where they have been with someone and then very quickly they get with someone else. But it turns out that was their true person. And maybe early on we're not that sure, we don't get it, we're confused as the friends, we're like, he was just with so and so 2 weeks ago,
right?
But they ended up like, working out, they're still together. Like there's those stories too, but I think those are
far and
rare.
between. Rare.
Yeah.
But the thing of it, what was so funny about this whole situation, wasn't funny, but the weird part about it was, even years later, he was still like, if I could, I would have you. And I'm like, no. First of all, you're not my type. He's a sweet guy. But as far as attraction, there was none there for me. But I'm pretty sure if he saw me today, he probably would still try to pursue it. But
see, that's what's so stupid. Like, he just ruined his own chance. Like, he could have had the gold star, but he chose the bronze.
He saw it as because she was just that one that kept saying, couldn't no man get her, and she fell for the okie doke. I mean, he was just like, okay, I'm gonna study you while I'm studying you. This is what I really want, but I don't think right now is the right time to pursue this one. But it's okay to pursue you. And I think that was the point that I guess he was like, he had to learn me to know how to approach me. So the easiest way to do that is, I'm gonna date the friend. I know how close they are. I can see how she moves and then try to pursue it. Although
that's just
I had a whole different relationship while I was in college. So
that's just so insane.
These are the things that I went through. I'm telling y'all, I have multiple stories about stuff that people probably like, I don't believe that's true.
It's just
that
weird.
Shit true.
But it's like, I think that's what it shows once again, that they're like very immature, but that they like don't think with their brain.
No.
Like,
no.
And this goes back to what we said earlier, where we said we miss something that's simple. You like me, I like you, let's hang out. Like, why does it have to be, I'm gonna challenge and date the friend, I'm going to, I don't think she's answering my message, so let me go hang out with her friend. Like, why does it have to be that,
Now that, I feel like when you are trying to fuck the whole crew, your intentions are totally different.
Absolutely not.
And then sometimes people find their true love in that. And one thing I will say about college, that I think I was looking at it from the standpoint, I knew my one true love was not going to be in college. Yes, I had some heartbreaks. I had to learn myself in college because I'm in a whole different world than what I'm used to. But my focus was, I got to get this degree. If I meet somebody, fine. It's not my intentions of first day out, I'm trying to find my husband.
Yeah. You weren't looking for an MRS degree.
Right. I was not majoring in husband. I was not majoring in marriage, because I knew 22, you think I would be able to be ready for marriage at that time? No.
That's how I felt about high school. Like, I have friends who are high school sweethearts and they're like still together. But I know when I was in high school, I was like, hell no, there's nobody here I want to marry. No. There's nobody here I want to be with the rest of my life.
And now that I see how they are in their later years, I'm so glad I did not date some of these guys.
Some guys, like, they're attractive and good people, but they're just better as friends. They're so much better as friends.
Or associates.
Yes.
I see you in passing, because
no.
Nah, Bookie. You might have been popular back then and you were fine back then, but life was lifing. And now you look like you need another life.
Yeah. The receding hairline is real.
You live a life that was not, definitely not the same path as mine. So, but as far as, okay, since we're talking about breakups and everything, I guess I can kind of allude to my situation. Months ago, like I talked about, I am involved with someone that is long distance. We were, honestly, it was just, we were having a lot of issues amongst ourselves as far as things that was happening in our life. I was dealing with a very, very traumatic departure in my life, and I was still processing it. And then, of course, with my guy, he was dealing with some things that was very traumatic on his end. And I was working on building myself back to being as normal as I possibly can. I'll never be as normal as I was before, but I want to get back to that point where I'm happier. And it took a while. Mm-hmm. It took a lot of, I did therapy. I did this group therapy in a sense. And as I was doing that, I was realizing that a lot of the stuff that I was projecting and things that I was expecting, I started noticing that I wasn't getting it and questioning it. And I felt as though I might have been questioning it to a point where it just wasn't being taken into perspective or taken in consideration. So I made the conscious decision to separate myself. Probably one of the biggest things that I probably shocked myself. And I had been saying it. She could say that I've been saying it.
This has been like months on it.
Months. And
since prior to the beginning of this podcast.
And even doing the podcast, I feel like just talking about a lot of the stuff and finally coming to the realization that what I was sitting here saying, I wasn't living that. And I just got to a point where I just said, okay, I'm going to give us some space. Probably the best thing that I could have done for both of us. Mm-hmm. Because y'all heard me say I was crashing out. I was crashing out. Very much. And in order for me to get better at healing myself, I just needed that time away to be able to figure out what I was going to do with my life, how I was going to be able to live my day to day, and just realize what things I want to tolerate in my life and things that I want to just do away with. And even it wasn't even just him. Mm-hmm. It was spacing myself from family members too, because I did that because I was getting I was feeling real emotional, and I wasn't really putting two and two together about how I was living, how I was doing stuff. And thank God that I was able to figure it all out, distance myself, apologize to the things that I realized that it was a lot on me, and realizing that I had red flags, mm-hmm. a lot of orange flags. And now I'm at a point where I'm happy. Mm-hmm. We are still in communication. More than likely, it's just we're both working on building ourselves. And so that is what is going on. So if you hear me say I might be dating, then this is what it is. Although the person he's very sweet. I will say that. When we're around each other, it's just like completely opposite of when we're distant. And I think that's what it is. It's the distance from each other. Is both of us wanting to do things for ourselves. It's a lot of life going on. And we're able to talk to each other now about it, when back then it was kind of hard. Mm-hmm. So I think the communication got better when the expectation wasn't so high.
Yep.
And so now we cool. You know, he's still a part of my life. I'm still a part of his. But you know, I think we're building back the friendship and the relationship that we had in the beginning, mm-hmm. because we got so lax for years. That it just started dwindling away, and I realized it, and I'm glad that I saw it way before things was happening. Mm-hmm. And then I would have been very, very upset in my relationship. Probably would have had a divorce if that was the case, if it got to that point. And now I'm realizing, like, these are the things that I really require. I might say that, mm-hmm. but these are definitely my do's, my don'ts. And so, yeah.
I mean, even on that note, Okay, so I'll say one quick thing before I get on my point, but I will say this too. As friends, we had a lot of conversations about it too. And I think, including shout out to Brittany. But we had a lot of conversations too. And I think, like you said, like your friend, we talked about this too. Your friends can always say things to you to make you think about things, but it takes you yourself to act on them. And so the fact that you like heard yourself through your voice in your podcast or giving your advice and all of those things led you to that, I think is great, because I think even for me, it's helped me to self-realize, analyze, why am I doing these things? Why am I allowing minimal behavior? I don't have anyone currently. I had my Holodecks, but it's dwindled quite a bit. But it was because of my own personal choice. That I feel like I was getting the same talks with Adrianne and Brittany, telling me to, like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you allowing people to treat you this way? Why are you allowing bare minimum from people to talk to you? Why is the communication so dead? Why are you okay with that? And for me, I think it was just a self-esteem insecurity thing that I have had and I'm still dealing with. But it's taught me this year that, like, I don't have to accept that. I can, just because this person is there, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be someone else that might be better. And as soon as I see something that I wouldn't allow for my friend, why am I allowing it for myself? So that's why, even for me, like, I'm basically starting at ground zero, or like home base, because I'm going to be better about that this year. As far as, yes, do I communicate with some of those people? Yes, but it's not in the same way. Context. It's not the same terms of endearment. It's not anything like that.
Yeah, and that's okay. I think even as friends, sometimes we of course, we don't want our friend to hurt.
Yeah.
So we're looking at it from the standpoint of protection.
Correct.
And it might not be at the time that we want to hear.
They want to hear. I think that's the hardest part. It's like, it internally, but you don't want to face it. Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, I have to understand that it's not me in that seat. But all I can do is offer my advice, my experience that I've been through, and be appreciative of the fact that you have people that actually give a care, because there's some people that probably don't care about your life. Like, why are you telling me I don't give a fuck about your relationship and why it's fucked up and why he is the way he is and all that?
Or the advice. Or the advice is terrible. Like, oh, that's okay. He's just a man. It's okay.
You should be happy that you have
a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, that one little thing is not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Like, get yourself some real friends who are going to tell you like it is, even if it's tough, even if it's hard, even if you're not ready to act on it at that point. It's at least going to make your wheels start spinning. You're going to start thinking about it. And then eventually you'll feel the courage to be able to actually stand up to what you're saying. And
it makes you feel 10 times better. Like, yeah, I might have cried because I'm sitting here texting, doing all of this stuff, and I'm having that realization with myself. I'm in silence. I'm at peace. My cat next to me. I have a cat, Oreo, and he's next to me, and he's looking like, I'm here. I'm here. Whatever it is, don't worry. I'm gonna lay on your chest. I'm right here with you.
That's what my blanket does for me. I don't have any pets. My blanket is like, come here, Sue. Sit with me.
Those moments of just sitting back and you feel that weight that is just like,
yeah.
I did not know I was carrying so much weight on me because I was allowing this person or all of these feelings that I was having to weigh me down, and it started to, it really does put it, you can see it on people. You can see it in their face and the way they carry themselves, the way they act and all that. Like, you don't realize, like, a lot of that shit brings with you, and that aura is just not, it's not right for you. So
I had a friend who actually told me that. She said, I could tell you were completely off at my birthday party. And I felt so bad because I always have taught myself to like put up a guard, put up a front. You're always okay. Don't let people know you're vulnerable. Don't let people know that you're upset. Like, you are strong. Don't be a burden to anyone. Is how I've always lived my life, even though that may not be a good thing. But I felt so bad because I was like, wow, this one random dickhead who's not texting me back is now affecting my relationship with my friends or how I am with other people. And
and they are here just having the time of their life, not giving a care in the world.
They don't even realize they probably hurt you.
Yeah, not even caring that they are doing this to you, because in their eyes, you don't matter. So why should you carry that burden of what this person is doing to you that's hurt? And it's really showing. It's the personality. It's the lack of just not really being empathetic to other people. It's, you're there, but you're physically there, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that, you're not there.
No, because you're constantly looking at your phone. When are you going to get the next message? Oh, I haven't heard from him in 5 days. When am I going to get the next text? I sent him a video. He hasn't responded.
Yeah.
Now, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, now, like, this entire week has been really funny since the start of January, since I've kind of changed my outlook on things. Now my phone has been so dry, but I'm actually really appreciating it because I am not feeling tense about my situations anymore. I'm not feeling frustrated. I'm not upset that I'm not getting a message back. Like, actually, I sent a message to someone a couple days ago because I was like, oh, did you see that Miami won? Because he like hates Miami. So I sent him a message to see if he saw it. And it's been a couple days and he still hasn't responded back. But it's like, I'm not upset by it. I'm not annoyed by it because it's like, it's kind of just like, okay, it's whatever. Fun. It's fine.
Yeah, you really show who you are, and we're not emotionally invested in you.
Yeah, like, we're going to treat you the same way you treat us at this point. If you don't want to talk to me, I may talk to you, but I don't need the response from you.
Yeah, it's not a must. And then it's that emotional feeling that we may have had. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. You want to be friends? I'll treat you like my friend.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that significant in my life? I will make it so that you are very minuscule in my life. I will give you 1-word sentences, 1-word responses. Hell, I might just wait the whole day to respond to you just because you're not significant in my life enough for me to give a fuck.
Right.
If I don't give a fuck about you,
she must really like me because she texts me back within like 5 seconds. I'm just kidding.
That I really care about, like, I'm just kidding. Because I appreciate the fact that you're so silly. But those that are meaningful in my life, I want you to know that you still matter to me. So if you ask me a question and I'm available to answer, I'm not going to sit there and not. Now,
right.
It could be a moment where my phone might be away from me, and then I'm like, oh crap, I didn't know. Dang, y'all texted me last night. I was asleep. But I'm going to respond. But it's not as cold as it would have been for someone where it's like, I don't really care. So I may just send you an emoji, might be, or something that honestly would require a response, and I just don't really respond like I normally would. But yeah, that's how I am. I start to distance myself. So that way I don't care that much, because I don't want to have to go back through that emotional roller coaster that I dealt with before. So just know that when a woman is fed up, I mean, I know we shouldn't be talking about this person and all of the things he has done, but the music is the music. He didn't lie with this song. He did not lie about it. But it's even, I'm not gonna say just women, but people in general, when they're fed up, they're fed up. So just be mindful of how you treat people, because it's gonna come back, and when it comes back, it's gonna come back tenfold. So just know, breakups are not the best, but sometimes it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring up a situation that I had yesterday before we finish today's episode. I went out last night with a friend and we went and got dinner, and then we went and kind of just like hung around. We kind of like bounced around to a couple of different restaurants and bars and things. And funny enough, we were at one restaurant, and we were sitting at the bar. We ordered our, drinks, our waters and things. And this guy was sitting next to my friend at the bar. There was a space in between, because she at first was like, where should I sit? And I saw that there was one open seat. There were 3 seats, and then there was like someone on the other side. And then there was someone on the other side of the 3 seats. So I was like, okay, well, let's sit where those 3 seats are. So there'll be one open seat next to her in case someone wanted to talk to her. Maybe there's a solo guy that we could get to come sit next to her. And so the guy who was sitting on the other side of that 3 end, he ended up scooting over next to her and talking to her. And before this gets good, he actually was like not her type nor mine. He was a little too old for her age.
Okay.
He's not an old person by any means. He's like mid-30s.
Oh, okay.
But he was just older for her.
Gotcha.
And he didn't have a lot of like social awareness. He was like lacking social skills, I think. And so he wasn't necessarily picking up on the cues that like she wasn't interested. But yeah, it was funny because I could tell in her face, she was just like, I don't know how to navigate this. I don't know how to tell this guy no. Like, while we're talking about breakups, she's like, I can tell it in her eyes. She's just like, I don't know how to get him to leave. I don't know how to get him to go away. He was being a gentleman. He was nice. He had been drinking, so he was a little touchy, but he didn't say anything that was like, he's going to hurt me, or...
But she just felt
but it was a little uncomfortable because it was like, I just don't want to talk to you. So I had to pull up the line, and he said something. He was like, oh, can I buy you guys a drink? And so the first time he offered, I said, we're doing Sober January, so no, thank you. The second time he offered, I had to then say, oh, I don't think our boyfriends will be okay with us having a drink. And I know that was a lie. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But it had to happen because it was kind of like he wasn't listening. And I didn't want to be the person who was like, get out of our way. She doesn't like you. Leave. Like, you can't be... Because like I said, he wasn't picking up on the social cues of us trying to say, we want you to go away, without physically saying or verbally saying those words.
Beach bye.
Yeah. And it's like, I couldn't say that because I don't want to sound like that, but it's also not my restaurant to like banish someone.
No,
but like,
I mean, I think what some men have to understand is the way you may pick up women isn't how all women want to be.
Yeah.
So just because you use this with this Jane Doe over here somewhere doesn't necessarily mean that every woman would want that as such. And then, of course, I don't like using alcohol as an excuse, but if you cannot control yourself without it, you don't need it at all. And if that is how you become more comfortable around people, then you need to really check yourself with your genetic makeup. Because if alcohol makes you act like that, where you are unaware and you just aren't picking up what is being thrown at you, substance may not be what you need. So
yeah, and I'm sure that didn't help aid the situation, right? So I ended up having to like give the line like, oh yeah, like, I don't think our boyfriends will appreciate that. As soon as I said that, he kind of like backed off. He stopped touching her. Then he was like, oh, you guys are very lucky. I hope I meet someone like that,
But why does guys feel like it's okay to just touch somebody? Like, it's For one thing, I don't like when it's two people, when people are in my personal space. Like, give me some space. I don't care who you are. You're a man, a woman, whatever. But you don't have to be so close to me when we're in a setting like that. Yeah. That's not attractive. It really isn't. And not everybody likes other people touching them and being all up on them and all that stuff. Like, I think some of y'all need to know, like, learn some decent etiquette about being around people and bars and all that stuff. Just because it's a nice intimate setting, I need you to give me 5 feet. Yep. If I'm not bringing you or welcoming you into, and I'm not getting closer to you, then that's a sign. If I'm not showing you that, you should see that that's not okay. And even if it is, I don't need you to be putting your hand on me and touching and all that. I don't know you from a can of paint. Right. That's not my thing. I don't sit there and just be, oh, yeah. Like, well, he was like this. Like, he had the leg on like, her. And I was like, yeah. This ain't the Lady in the Tramp, and you trying to share your noodle, your spaghetti with me, and your meatball. No. And I'm when I don't know you at all. Know you. But yeah, so what I will say is, but as soon as I said that, he kind of like backed off a little bit. And then we changed gears of the conversation. Instead of it being about him trying to pick her up, it then turned into us being like, well, how can we find a woman for you? And it turned into us like trying to wing woman. And we were like, oh, well, those girls are cute. Or like, we were like, what are you looking for in a relationship? So then it made her feel comfortable because she knew that he was no longer into her. Good. And he wasn't making any more comments of him trying to get, I think at one more time he said like, oh, your boyfriends are lucky or something. But it was just in the context of like, oh, I hope I'll meet someone like the way that you guys have met someone kind of thing. So it was just kind of like, okay, like we don't feel awkward and uncomfortable anymore because you are backing off. Yeah. Like, so I was very proud of myself because afterwards he left. And then afterwards my friend was like, wow, like I was just like really, you just did that so effortlessly. And I was like, yeah, like I think sometimes if you have to do it enough times, it just becomes you like second nature. Got to people. Yeah. So you do it in a nice way. You let people down. But you don't do anything that's going to hurt their feelings, that's going to make them come and haunt you at night. Nothing that's going to, like cause you to have an internet storm about how you're a terrible person. Nothing that's going to cause an issue, but something that can turn someone down nicely. Yeah. Without having to also give out your phone number or social media accounts or anything like that. So nothing tricky. Yeah, to avoid the stalking. Correct. And the unwanting messages of body parts and said requests. Yeah, because it did get a little weird because he started talking about like intimate things, but not directed towards us, but just like what he likes. And we were like, he would say things and we were just kind of like, oh, okay. And then we would be like, okay, so like, what do you do in your spare time? Like we just totally changed and I think that's a lot of times as one tip of advice that I can give, ask the other person more questions to take the heat off of you if you don't want to give out so much of your own personal advice, because they're going to continue to talk to you as long as they continue to ask you questions. You are feeling possibly obligated to respond. But if you see that they're not going away, and no one can help you get him out of the way, then you turn it, ask them all the questions about themselves. So then they're spending so much time talking. They think you guys had a great conversation when really all he did is just talk about himself for who knows how long he was there, and then send him home and on his way. It would be my piece of advice. Okay. It usually works. When you get other people talking about their shit, they don't want to open up. So it usually works. I guess for me, it's just more so I just tune them out.
I mean, I try, but then it's very uncomfortable when they just don't leave your side.
I think that's when my Aquarius side comes out. The Pisces is the one that's just like, okay, cool. But the Aquarius is like, look, okay, I'm going to go ahead on because I'm about tired of this whole situation. Yeah. Can you just go down that way, or better yet, I might just say, you know what, I'm about to leave.
Yes.
Let me wrap.
I do that too.
Waiter, bartender, can I go ahead and
Yep. I do the same thing.
We cash myself out and just leave.
I wanted to
and say, oh, it was nice talking to you, because it wasn't nice to talk to you. Just like, all right, well, have a great day. And
yep.
Now you decide to follow me outside of it. We on a whole different level.
Yep.
Just understand, we on a whole
this
different
ends
level.
Like that ends there.
Yeah.
You don't need to
because now
keep it going.
Really are starting to make, and I'm about to have a scene, and I'm gonna show you my true ass. It ain't no crashing out. It's something else. So just stay where you are. Don't be so touchy-feely with people. I told y'all before, I don't like PDA.
Yeah, personal space always before you know whether it is okay or not.
Yes, let somebody welcome that, or let you know that it's okay, that they like that. But don't just automatically assume that every woman likes to be touched. I don't know where your hand's been at.
You know what I'll say on that note? I think men, this is a learning chance for you. Women too, I guess, but
too, because they're just as guilty, because they want to flop their ass on everybody.
This is what I would say. Wait until someone else, like if you like a person, wait until they maybe touch you on your shoulder, or they invite you in, or they give you some personal space. Yeah, because I think like for me, one of my flirting techniques, I guess, is like if I'm talking to someone and I like them, then I may like be like, oh, or I'll like tag them on their like shoulder or their leg or something as like a, whatever. So to me, that shows that like I'm okay with physical touch because I am okay with something like that. If I don't do that and I am just like this, then that means go away.
If I'm very quiet and very stoic, then I'm just
same. And you're getting like one word answers of like, oh, okay, that's nice.
And I'm sitting over here making faces, because y'all know I make my faces. And I'm making them very, very obvious. I'm not flirting. I'm not just, ain't nothing wrong with my eyes. I don't have no kind of nervous issue or something like that. I'm really just going to show you how I feel. Now, if I say it, that means I'm already at 10. So my face is going to show it more than anything. I'm going to try to warn you, because we're like, okay.
Right.
Oh, good. Thank you. If I say that and you steadily coming up, I'm just going to be like.
Also, another way, don't accept their drink if you're not interested in
No.
it. We're old enough, we can afford our own stuff.
Yeah, I don't need you to be, I'll
You don't
buy you a drink.
No, you don't need to do that.
I don't
Even if it was a mocktail, you don't need to accept that.
I don't need all that excess sugar. I'm okay. I'm cool with the drink that I have. If I decide that I want something later on, then maybe I'll take it up on you. But right now, no, I'm great.
You remember when I told you I met that guy who was like, you should never tell a man no?
Yeah.
And I was like,
the fuck?
Yeah. I think it was like his ego was butthurt that I was saying no, because he probably was trying to be interested, and because I said no, he wasn't okay with that. I don't know what it was, but there's this guy one time that I met, and he was like, never tell a guy no when they ask about ordering or drink, because I think he was like, can I buy you a drink? And I said, are you sure? Is that okay? Or something. And he was like, never ask a guy, is that okay, or are you sure?
How will we know? You might just be doing that, then you get mad and be like, see, you a gold digger. You over here, you expecting me to take care of everything. What will be going on in y'all head?
Yeah.
And we playing it safe for ourselves and for our toleration of just the bullshit. And like, why would you get upset when someone said, are you sure? If I don't know you and you offering to utilize your finances,
right,
I just want to make sure, because I don't know, you might be buying me a drink, but your wife might pull up.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
You buying
exactly.
See, this the bitch you was cheating on me with, and blah blah blah. Saying I ain't got time for all that, because baby girl might catch a fade.
Right.
So,
and that's my thing, is it's like, well, maybe I don't want it. Maybe I am not interested in you, so that's why I'm saying no. I'm asking, are you sure? Because that's your ability to be like, yes, because I like to spend time with you. Yeah. Yes, I'd like to get to know you. And then I'm like, maybe convinced.
Or I bought you a drink and you expecting some booty. We done had this conversation before. We don't know what goes on in the top of your head or the one down here. We don't know what be going on.
Right.
Because not everybody, like, I can't read your mind. Mm-hmm. So you might be thinking, yeah, I got her a drink. Now she mine. I'm not your property.
And we're not trying to be the ones who are like desperate and thirsty for you to buy us a drink. So like by us saying, are you sure? That's us trying to be like, yes, respectful of the sense of you don't have to do that if you just want to get to talk to me or get to know me.
Yeah, that's not impressive.
That's maturity.
Yeah. You think a $14, $15 drink is going to impress me?
When I just ordered one myself. Yeah.
And I can see if I'm just sitting there like, I sure hope somebody will buy me a drink because I'm broke. I don't have this. It would be nice if somebody would just buy me a drink. I'm not out here soliciting people to buy me a drink.
Yes.
It's about my own thing. If I'm sitting at the bar, I'm sitting at the bar. I'm buying me something to drink, or more likely I'm buying myself something to eat. And I don't need you to feel like, oh, she's a damsel in distress. Let me help her out by giving her a drink. And don't think every time you see a woman at the bar that she is there to drink. I'm about tired of y'all with this assumption. Just because you're sitting at the bar does not necessarily mean I need to have an alcoholic beverage. I might just sit there because I don't want to have to wait for a table to come up.
Or that she might be by herself, that she may not be in a relationship, that she may not have friends meeting her.
That she
all the above.
All this stuff. Stop assuming shit.
I actually had a friend yesterday, the friend I went out with, she was like, oh, I don't think I could ever sit at a restaurant and eat by myself. I was like, what? I do it all the time.
I do.
I go to the bar or like the restaurant and I'll like sit at the bar and I eat by myself all the time. Even if I'm just getting like water with my dinner. I do it all the time. I was like, you don't have to be worried about that at all. That's actually how you meet people, is by sitting there.
You can put your earbuds in, watch your favorite podcasts.
Yeah.
Your favorite shows. You can do whatever it is you want to do because this is a part of self-care that you have to get out of feeling like you can't be out in public without somebody. Do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Take yourself to that bar and sit your ass there and eat and drink and be merry.
Right.
Don't worry about what everybody else in there doing. We all doing the same thing you doing.
Mm-hmm.
Eating, drinking, fellowshipping.
And no one is looking at you to think anything differently.
And if they worrying about you, that's on them.
Correct.
You doing something right. Because they probably wish that they could do that the way that you're doing.
Correct.
Oh, I can't do that. I ain't asked you, can
you?
Oh,
too bad.
I didn't ask you, can you? But I do. So, tough titty.
Deuces. Yeah, I think
this is a very long. This is a
long one, but I think we gave so much advice out.
Oh my gosh!
And I think what I liked about this is we really got into nitty gritty. Not every podcast of ours has to be funny. It can be serious sometimes, just to be able to get our point out. But hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about us this episode as well, as we really revealed a few more personal information.
I ain't gonna reveal nothing else. I ain't gonna get no more out of me. I'm playing.
But yeah, so I guess until next time.
Bye.
Bye.